great job. He brought those girls along. They were in the top 4, 3, 4, 5 all year long, and they were hanging around. They didn't give up a lot of goals.
Yeah.
They were in the mix in every game they were in, and he did the right. He had them focused the right way this weekend and had them peaking at the right time. And today they just came up against a team of destiny almost with that Aberdeen team. They were just. It was their time.
They stepped on the field every game this week. They stepped on that field expecting to win, and that's exactly what they did.
Holy smokes! I was the 4th official yesterday, and I'm going to tell everyone, you want a headache, stand on the side with the Aberdeen girls, because they scream and holler all game long, cheering and having a great time. So great job. Kudos to the Aberdeen girls.
Hats off to Coach Askey and his team. Now, let's get up to AA boys, because there's a couple interesting matches today. Rapid City Central played Watertown. And, we got to talk with all those guys, and, that ended up in PKs too. Watertown just eked that out. But, take a look at what's going on in Watertown and what they're doing. Can you ever remember a time when they won 2 matches in a state tournament?
No. The coaches up there, Jason Bartles and Mark Robbins and Merle Shackert and those guys, they're doing a phenomenal job. I mean, I remember back 4, 5, 6 years ago when you played Watertown, you could expect a physical, fast game with them. But now they've all of a sudden got the physical, fast, and some possession, and they're doing some good things on the field. And tell you what, they're up and coming. They're going to surprise some people as the years go on, because they've got a good group of JV kids. I saw them this year, and what they did out there today, I think the motor that runs that, Zach Bartles up front, and then you got Briar Derby in the middle, and I mean, they have talent at all the different levels of your formation, and they're going to be tough.
They're losing a lot of seniors, but the thing with that Watertown program, I mean, they reached down into the grade school for some of those JV players too, and boy, they got that pipe filled with kids there. And you take a look at a kid like Briar Derby and how he's going to have to step up and kind of run that team next year, but he's ready.
Oh, absolutely. He was out there today. I had the pleasure of out refereeing with the Rapid City Central and the Watertown boys, and it was fun listening to him talk, and Briar was out there battling. I mean, the best matchup of the day I got to watch was Briar Derby going against probably one of the best senior strikers in the state, and Hunter Mater. And Hunter and him matched up quite a bit, and Hunter kept dropping back into the midfield trying to get a ball, and Briar gave him everything he could handle, and then a little bit of extra loving. So.
And those guys are club mates too, so that makes the thing extra special. So that was a great game, and then we move up to that championship match, and Roosevelt, again, they were a lot like Lincoln. Coach Sumich had those guys getting better every week. Talking to coaches and just looking at how they played. What a beautiful transition team. I think they're probably the best transition team in the state this year. They win the ball, and you better be getting back on defense, because they're bringing everything but the kitchen sink.
You and I have been coaching high school soccer, been around high school soccer a long time, and I know we had our teams, and the kids I've coached will tell you, the favorite exercise I had was our 240s. Our super 240s, around the goal and back, and we did that because we were gonna run you, and whatever Coach Sumich is doing over there, boy, I tell you what, it has to be something pretty close to that, because I watched the transition game today, and Lincoln was doing everything they could to get back and have to defend them, and they played. I would agree with you. They played phenomenal in the transition game. They absolutely were the best team.
They had to, and late in the game, they got up. Of course, Janalski produces for them again twice today. Just a relentless. I mean, they were running everywhere with him. 2, 3 guys every time he touched the ball. They were knocking him down. The ref was letting him play. Janalski getting up, running again, and he caps that second beautiful goal. And Roosevelt turns right around and comes back down and almost scores. They put one off the wood. The game was as close as it could possibly be.
Oh, absolutely. And Ganalski is a bulldog. I mean, he reminds me of some of the old players that I've watched over the years, where he's a game changer all on his own, and you have to game plan against him and understand what he does. And the problem with Ganalski versus a lot of other players I've seen in the past is Ganalski doesn't have a weakness.
No, he doesn't.
He
left
doesn't,
foot, right foot, head,
yeah,
knee, toe, whatever.
And he doesn't get frustrated. He takes the fouls. He'll show his passion out there, but he's relentless, and he just doesn't stop.
You're not gonna ever be able to replace that guy, but you take a look at what they got with Adam Belhaj coming up behind him, and boy, he's turning out to be one tremendous force up top too.
Oh, I watched that game today, and the funny thing, I was sitting there thinking, watching Roosevelt and Lincoln, and watching Lincoln come back and then pull ahead and finish it out, is I looked at Adam Belhaj on the field for Lincoln, then I looked at Dalton Kaiser on the field for Roosevelt, and I said, there's two sophomore strikers that are just going to be deadly for the next 2 years, and everyone is going to have to watch out for them, because Dalton on the Roosevelt side was amazingly dangerous. I mean, he reminded me of a rattlesnake. It was quick strike, just boom, he was there. And Adam's the same way. Adam is power and fury. I mean, he just, it's going to be fun to watch those two lead their teams next year, see what they do.
It sure is. And one thing we need to mention too is that third place match between Spearfish and Aberdeen Central, another tough fight. Spearfish finally prevails in that, but man, that was another one. I mean, just perfect match up and down the line for good games today.
Oh, it was. There were so many great games I got to watch out there as a referee, and then watching, just of course walking around and watching games like I love to do. And the thing that's going to be interesting of the Spearfish Aberdeen matchup is the youth that's on both teams. Yeah. Aberdeen, of course, is going to be losing Tyler Stadel, who in my book is the best hands down keeper in the state at any level, and he's been a varsity goalie since 8th grade year. I mean, I've been watching Tyler play keep for how many years, and he's finally graduating, and I just think back to all the years and all the great saves, and that's a heck of a loss.
I think of some of the great saves, and actually I remember several years ago when we were up in Aberdeen, and Aberdeen were in a match with Lincoln, and Lincoln was on them so hard. And the kid, the last 15 minutes of the game, literally kept his team in the game single-handedly. Mm-hmm. Lincoln had all the players forward doing everything they could and putting balls in the frame, and he was just there. I never seen a player play like that before or since.
Yeah, that was his sophomore year. I remember that game, and you're right. I mean, one of the few times I saw the Lincoln team actually so frustrated they were actually trying to pull their own hair out because they didn't know what to do to get past Tyler.
Yeah.
And he's been a force, and I take a moment here just to say, it's going to be sad not seeing him on the field next year, because he is a tremendous talent and a hell of a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, and he's a good guy.
It's a great kid.
Well, Coach, I think we probably are eating up enough bandwidth here. I got to tell you, I really enjoyed sitting here beside you and just kind of giving our perspective, whether you out there in internet soccer land agree with us or not. But if you don't, please give me a call, because we'll get you over here or over here next time, and we'll get to listen to what your ideas are. Thanks again from all of us here at Soccer 605 for a fantastic high school season, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Coach.